The storms and the crisis that we're presently going through is not incidental. There is a reason for you going through what you're going through. And unfortunately, and so, it's not only that you're going through storms, but every storm that you go through, unfortunately, somewhere along the line, God is in agreement with it. Now, Bishop, who would serve a God that would be in agreement with my grief? Who would serve a God that would be in agreement with my despair? Who would serve a God that would be in agreement with my pain? Well, I come to tell you that the God that is in agreement with your grief and your despair and your pain knows that if you go through, you come out better than you've ever been before. Lean on somebody and say, I'm coming out of this. I'm coming out. I'm coming out of it. Your storm is not incidental. You didn't haphazardly wind up in a car accident. No, God saw something about to happen, and he looked at it and he saw. He judged it. He looked it over, and somewhere within your walk with him, he saw that he needed to build your faith and perfect your character. And the building of my faith does not mean that I'm going to sail through things when it's real good. When God gets ready to build our faith, he builds our faith with tough things. I know some of you, about 4 years ago, you done bought a house. 4 years ago, you done started your business. 4 years ago, you got a brand new car. Couldn't nobody tell you nothing. You was riding high. You was on top of everything. But about the ending of last year, things started turning. It started drying up, and the repo man is looking for your car, and foreclosure notes have been coming to your house, and you're just about ready to give up. I come to tell you, if you do, you crazy. Y'all in here. God always allows things to dry up before he shows up. And the God that I serve is about to show up. Just lean on somebody and say, he gonna show up for you too. He gonna show up. These things that happens to us are not things that happens through incidentally. It's not a mistake that your daughter is strung out on crack. It's not a mistake that your children are pregnant out of wedlock. It might be their mistake, but God has already calculated it into his plans, that there's nothing that can happen to you that our God can't retract and work it out. I don't care how bad it looks. If you give God praise, he'll give you direction. If you give him praise, he'll show you an exit. If you give him praise, he'll lift up your head and strengthen your heart. People will look at you and ask you, what are you praising God for? I'm praising him because I got a feeling that everything is going to be all right. It's not incidental. It didn't happen by mistake. I had something to do with it. But God has a global positioning system. And every time I make a wrong turn, he sends angels to go in there and to recalculate my steps. And many times he doesn't send me back to the route I came from, but he works it out from right where I am. I come to tell you that some of us have made some bad decisions, but God is working it out from right where you are. Right where you are, God is working this particular thing out.